When I was 22 years old, I met the love of my life. A year later, we got married. 2 years later, we had our first daughter, Sophia. 4.5 years later, we have our second daughter, Eliana. My life was beautiful. My lovely husband, 2 beautiful daughters. Until one morning, I woke up and I felt something in my throat. I instantly knew something's wrong with me. When I went to see my doctor, they told me nothing wrong with me. It's just probably some inflammation. I just need to wait until it's gonna go down. The time has passed and I felt that something is growing. So I've had a couple of appointments until they realized that something's wrong with me. When the doctor called me, he told me that I have a tumor growing inside, and they scheduled me for more tests. When they called me with the results, that's when they told me that I have a Hodgkins lymphoma. Oh, I didn't expect that.
My wife, she's the most kind and lovely person I know. And when she called me and told me about test results that came up positive for cancer, I was shocked, and I had a fear and frustration. And it wasn't fear about her to die, but it was fear of unknown. She was on the phone with me, she was crying and told Natasha, I'm with you. We believe that God heals. We believe that God can do miracles. So we'll go together to that.
So they scheduled me to do the chemotherapy because my tumor were very aggressive. They find out that I have 2 tumors. One was visible outside, one was inside, growing inside. After my first chemotherapy, I remember I came home and I felt awful. My whole body was aching. My bones were in pain. I decided to have a talk with my husband because when they told me that a chemo might not work and my treatment might not work for me, I'm as a wise wife, start preparing myself and start preparing my husband for this conversation. So I remember one day he came back home from work and we put our kids to sleep and I told him that we have to talk. I started telling him that if something happened to me, you need to promise to me that you will find a good wife and who's going to be a good mother for my kids. And I remember at that moment, my husband got so mad and upset. He told me that I need to close my mouth. He said that nothing is gonna happen to you. I am praying and I believe in for you. One night I woke up and I heard my husband praying downstairs and I saw him walking in the living room with his huge Bible and he is proclaiming, she's not gonna die, she's gonna live and she's gonna speak about the goodness of God. And I remember it hit me so hard. I had all kind of emotions inside of me going on. I was on the floor weeping so many times asking the Lord, what's going on? What did I do wrong? Why are you punishing me? Are you punishing me? And that's when the journey began, when he started showing me how good he is, that he is not the one who sends the sicknesses. I had this major revelation in my life. He's such a good God. He's a perfect God. He loves us so much. He sent his one and only beloved son on the cross. In the meantime, when I had my chemotherapy, I had a moment and I had an encounter with God. I remember it was one night and I had something going on in my throat. And I thought something's weird and something scary happening. I kind of got scared. We had to call the doctor and we had to explain what's going on. The doctor told me that he's not sure, but he said in the morning, come and see me. That night was the major night of my life. It was this feeling that I had a surgery that God was providing. He put his hands inside in my throat and he was doing something. I had all kind of emotions. I was scared and then I was curious and then I was disappointed that the doctors never told me what's going on with me. I remember when I woke up in the morning, I ran to the mirror and I saw no tumors. I felt that nothing bothers me anymore because the tumors that I had before, it was bothering me a lot. I couldn't eat normally, I couldn't drink normally, I couldn't sleep, I couldn't swallow normally. So I constantly had to deal with that until it disappeared. And that morning, my 2 tumors disappeared.
When Natasha felt that night that something or someone grabbed her tumor and twisted, and when we called doctor next day and they had to go and do the PET scan and check what's going on because it was unusual for even for that kind of cancer to act like that. And after test, they call us and tell us, hey, guys, there is no tumor. I was jumping up and down. I was like, God, thank you. Thank you, because that's what we believe in. I know it's a hard process, but we stand on our faith. We proclaim that God is good. We proclaim, and we knew that He's healer.
He said, by my stripes, you are healed. I sent my one and only son to heal and to take all the sicknesses, all the diseases, all the curses. In the word, it says his plans is to give us abundant life, is to live a healthy life, that the sicknesses never comes from him. I got a lot of revelation throughout this journey. That journey was very painful, but also very beautiful, because I'm not the same person anymore. I'm enjoying my life. I'm enjoying every single second of my life. I'm enjoying my family. I'm enjoying my kids. I'm enjoying watching them grow, which is something I thought I wouldn't see. It's not my story. It's his story that happened 2,000 years ago on the cross when he died for us and 3 days later resurrected. And we have a privilege to be a part of this story.